More than 12 people have been displaced after a fire ignites at a Gering apartment on Monday afternoon. KNEB.TV News starts right now.
From your trusted source for news in western Nebraska and eastern Wyoming, this is KNEB.TV News. Presented by Platte Valley Companies, premier provider of financial services.
Hello, I'm Ryan Murphy. This is KNEB.TV News, powered by Platte Valley Companies. Thanks for joining me. In our top story, a total of 14 residents have been forced out of their homes after a massive house fire erupts on the backside of a Gering apartment. Gering firefighters were dispatched mid-afternoon on Monday to the 1700 block of 6th Street to find the rear of the 6-unit building consumed in flames. Gering Fire Chief Nathan Flowers says the building suffered fire damage in 2 apartments, with heavy smoke and water damage to additional units. Firefighters battled freezing temperatures as they worked to extinguish the blaze and mop up any remaining hotspots. The cause of the fire remains under investigation, but appears to have started outside of the structure. Firefighter Ministry provided immediate needs to the residents forced from their homes. Every person inside the apartment was able to escape without injuries, and all but 2 pets were rescued. Well, a man has been arrested in connection to a robbery at the Crawford Senex convenience store earlier this month. Dawes County Sheriff Carl Daly says Derek Martinez was apprehended at a Crawford home. He says they served 2 search warrants. The first led them to the vehicle that was believed to be used in the robbery, and the second led them in the home to find Martinez and evidence from the crime. Martinez was taken into custody by deputies and state troopers and is currently being held at the Scottsbluff County Detention Center. He's scheduled to make his first court appearance in Dawes County on Wednesday. Well, coming up after the break, felt like a heat wave today after yesterday's frigid temperatures. Are any warm-ups in sight? Bill Boyer's got your full forecast right after this on KNEB.TV News.
At Platte Valley Bank, we understand that you have a busy life, and that means you don't always have time to come to the bank. That's why we offer user-friendly online and mobile banking with features such as iPay, recurring transfers, and mobile deposit. So you can bank how you want, when you want to. Whether you prefer to bank in person, over the phone, or online, Platte Valley Bank makes it easy to take care of your finances.
No matter what job I've got to do, my John Deere 5E tractor will do it all. Whether I'm cutting, moving feed, or building a fence. Using my 5E means my work gets done faster at a price I can afford, and that works for me.
Visit 21st Century Equipment in Alliance, Torrington, Scottsbluff, and Bridgeport, or visit 21stcenturyequipment.com.
The crispy and Cajun fish sandwiches are so simple that everything from the wild-caught Alaskan pollock to the crispy lettuce has to be perfect. Twice.
Arby's, we have the meats.
For sandwiches. This is KNEB.TV weather from the Arby's Weather Center. Arby's, we have the meats.
Well, another active evening across the region. Could see a little freezing fog form in here in the area in the overnight and early morning hours tomorrow. Can't completely rule that out. Temps fall back down into the single digits as that cold air comes back. Again, a little freezing fog out there. Really, this weekend's looking very cold, and we're going to have to keep an eye on some accumulating snows. We'll show you that here in a little bit as well. 21 yesterday. That was it for Scottsbluff. We got much warmer to the southeast, southwest of us, and we did that again today. I'll show you that here a little bit. 47 is a normal high. Remember that number. We're inching up on 50 for a normal high this time of year. We're talking about weekend highs that could be 30 to 40 degrees below that. Nothing in the rain gauge yesterday, just a trace of some snow. 52 hundredths is our normal for the month of February. We've ended up so far with 38 hundredths. We may add some this weekend, though, here across the region. Temperatures right now, take a look at some of this milder air. It's worked its way into Scottsbluff, 38 here, 40 in Lyman, 11 in Valentine, 8 in Norfolk. The temperature contrast right across our area. Here's Valentine at 11, upper teens to near 20 from Mullen up to Gordon and Chadron. Then we have a slice of some 20s to near 30 degrees. And then this warmer air has made its way into the Scotts Bluff, Torrington, Kimball areas. Let me go back in time here in a little bit and I'll show you what happened today. Winds are out of the south, southwest, southeast, even the northeast, depending on where you're at. They're fairly light. We don't have anything to worry about in wind chills in these warmer areas, but very cold. Wind chills still down to 0 in Valentine. Now let's take a look at what happened. Here's midnight. Notice these temperatures. We're in the single digits across most of the region, even some low teens, mid-teens around Cheyenne. We'll put this in motion, go through the overnight hours. Not much changed. We held around that single-digit reading for most of us through about 7, 8 o'clock this morning. Cheyenne's up to 25. Now notice by 9 o'clock we start to push some warmer air in here this morning. We're at 20 at Kimball. Take a look here over the next couple of hours between 9 and 11. We warmed up to 55 in Cheyenne. It was 41 in Kimball. We pushed those 20s to near 30-degree readings into the North Platte River Valley. 51 in Wheatland. Look at here as we go through 2 o'clock this afternoon. We warmed into the mid-40s. 60 almost in Kimball, 58 in Wheatland, 58 in Cheyenne. So these warm temperatures, once that dense dome of cold air got moved out, it warmed up really nicely. That's what we should be doing this time of year. Unfortunately, it isn't happening, thanks in large part to this Arctic air mass that we have across the region. Clouds on tap for us tomorrow morning, 7 when you get on the bus. It's going to be another cold one. Probably only 30 when you get off the bus, not as warm tomorrow as what we had out there today. Futurecast, we're fairly confident on some low clouds and fog, probably working their way in here overnight tonight. Otherwise, some high-level clouds, partly to mostly cloudy skies. Lows are going to primarily be in the single digits. The exception is Cheyenne over to Wheatland. Otherwise, single digits, a few below 0 readings. Again, tonight, not out of the question. Tomorrow, we're going to start the day sunny to partly to mostly cloudy, and we'll stay mostly cloudy, I think, throughout most of the day tomorrow. And we're going to see the clouds work its way back in here tomorrow afternoon into tomorrow night. Snow should stay off to our north. Another dry day tomorrow, and really not a terrible day. We're just not going to be able to mix, I think, the warm air down as much as we did today. 43 in Cheyenne, near the freezing mark from Torrington to Scotts Bluff down to Kimball. 20s across the middle portions of our region, and once again, teens up around Valentine. And we want to show you what's coming, though, in our extended forecast. Here's Thursday afternoon into Friday, Thursday night. We start to see by Thursday night some rain mixing with some snow showers. Then Friday, this system gets really going. This system from Thursday into Friday going to primarily be focused off to our north. But watch this system here in Colorado as we go Friday night. It's going to pull out here into the front range of Colorado and into Saturday morning, really get snowing here in some pretty moderate to heavy bands. Where this sets up, if it sets up along I-76 to I-80, we're thinking that area is primarily where we're going to see the majority of this snow, and the snow could continue on into Saturday night into early Sunday morning as well. This is what we have for total snowfall accumulations. It's still early, but maybe 6 inches or more possible right along this I-80 corridor and points to the south. So if you have travel plans this weekend that take you down into Colorado, you're going to want to keep an eye on that. But still, all up into our area, some accumulating snows possible with this storm system as we go the Thursday, Friday time frame, and then especially Saturday is when I think we'll see the majority of our accumulating snow. Freezing fog possible across the region. Another cold night, 6 degrees for a low. Any morning freezing fog will burn off. It's going to be mostly cloudy. Much colder tomorrow, highs only around 32. And as we look at our 7-day forecast, again, I think Saturday would be the day for accumulating snow. Late in the day on Friday. May still see a little lingering snow around on Sunday as well, but look at those temperatures. Absolutely take a nosedive this weekend. Highs only in the teens. That's 30 to 35 degrees below normal for highs this time of year. And both Saturday night and especially Sunday night, I think we'll have chances to dip down below 0. Highs only rebound into the low 20s to start next week as we stay cold and really quite active here in a very interesting weather pattern that looks like it's going to stick around for the better part of the first half of March.
The crispy and Cajun fish sandwiches are so simple that everything from the wild-caught Alaskan pollock to the crispy lettuce has to be perfect. Twice.
Arby's, we have the meats.
For sandwiches.
Who is Hydrotex? Hydrotex manufactures and distributes high-performance lubricants and fuel improvers. We've been helping customers improve their operations for over 80 years with products made in the USA. We sell directly to customers and cut out the middleman and offer excellent service and value. Our products last longer and work better so that you spend less time maintaining equipment and more time making money. Whether you're in a factory, farm, fleet, or food processing facility, Hydrotex can help you. Visit hydrotexoil.com or call 308-635-8162.
With Viero's entertainment trifecta package, never miss the big play. Work on becoming the new and improved you, or invite friends to compete in the game. Get the power of free. Get 2 new lines of HD Plus and internet service, and we will give you Sling TV, an Air TV player, and a big screen TV, all for free. Get the entertainment trifecta package today. Viero Wireless, keeping you connected to the content you love.
Welcome back. The Nebraska Court of Appeals has vacated the sentence of a Scottsbluff man who says his sentence was excessive, but now could be facing a lengthier prison term. 57-year-old Mario Herrera was sentenced to 2 years in prison last year on a charge of sexual assault of a child and appealed that his sentence was excessive. Upon further review, the court ruled that District Judge Andrea Miller used current sentencing guidelines rather than the guidelines that were in effect during the 2015 crime. Now, instead of a maximum of 3 years in prison, he could face up to 5 years in prison when he is resentenced in Scottsbluff County. He has not appealed, and Herrera was eligible for parole this April. Sticking with the Court of Appeals, as the co-owner of a Sydney motel who was convicted of numerous felony charges for assaulting a woman at his business loses his appeal. In 2015, 40-year-old Jason Assad was sentenced to 35 to 60 years in prison on convictions of first-degree false imprisonment, terroristic threats, use of a knife to commit a felony, possession of a deadly weapon by a felon, and possession of a firearm by a felon. The conviction stemmed from a 2014 assault where Assad had put a knife to the victim's throat, strangled her, and he was seen on surveillance carrying a firearm throughout the motel. In his appeal, Assad claimed that one of his 2 prior felony convictions was insufficient to merit his enhanced habitual criminal status, and he also argued that he had ineffective counsel when his case was heard on appeal. This morning, the High Court dismissed Assad's claims and confirmed his conviction and sentence. And Nebraska Governor Pete Ricketts has been appointed by President Donald Trump to serve as a member of the Council of Governors. Ricketts says he is honored at the appointment and looks forward to representing Nebraska as he works with the president and fellow governors on national defense priorities. The council consists of 10 governors appointed by the president, 5 from each party, with 2 governors serving as co-chairs. Well, straight ahead, Shabella Guzman will be in with a check-in on Ag News. She'll have that right after this on KNEB.TV News.
Regional West is one of 3 Level 2 trauma centers in Nebraska.
We have all the resources here 24 hours a day to address any traumatic injury.
From emergency medical services to advanced medical imaging and surgery to acute care and rehabilitation.
It's comforting, though, that if an accident happens here, our families, our friends, our neighbors, and even we ourselves will get expert trauma care and rehabilitation services right here at Regional West.
This is KNEB.TV Ag News from the Western Hearing Clinic Ag Desk. Western Hearing Clinic, the Panhandle's choice for better hearing, helping you hear what matters most.
Beekeepers, experts, and novices were invited to a 2-day bee workshop this past weekend at the UNL Panhandle Research and Extension Center in Scottsbluff. Judy Wu Smart, UNL Extension and Research entomologist from Lincoln, brought handouts, bee boxes, and bees on display to the workshop. She says the people who attend the courses are often looking at what it takes to get into beekeeping.
And so the courses cover basic equipment needs, including the boxes, the protective gear, the time, the labor, and the seasonality of beekeeping. So can they actually commit to taking care of bees and want to get into this venture? So we give them an idea of how much it costs and how much time it takes to get into that.
Bees are like any livestock. Wu Smart says a person needs to understand what it takes to raise them and protect them from diseases and other pests. She explains how bees differ from the eastern side of Nebraska to the western.
From the eastern side to the western side, bees are so closely interconnected with nature. The biggest difference is what's available for them in the landscape. The floral resources are much different from what you see in Lincoln versus what you see out here. The phenology and timing of those blooms is also going to affect how you manage those bees. So we have spring much earlier than you guys do. Water availability is different, so you're also going to have different types of plants, and the phenology of the plants are going to be closely tied to how you manage and how you work those bees.
Another bee event coming up next month is the Wyoming Bee College at the Laramie County Community College in Cheyenne, Wyoming. The event will be from March 22nd to the 24th, and for more information, visit wyomingbeecollege.org.
Think a utility vehicle should do more than take you places? So does Kubota. That's why our all-new Sidekick is built to do it all. Climb more, tow more, go more. Cross over to more today. Take your Kubota Sidekick home with no money down and 0% financing for 36 months.
Your local Kubota dealer is Sandberg Implement in Gering.
When it comes to helping local folks with the loans and financial advice they need, we don't horse around. Our only goal is to help you and your family achieve your financial goals with the right loans and savings products. So if you want to bank with people that care about you and your financial needs, stop by or give us a call. First State Bank. We're big on you. Member FDIC. Online at fsbcentral.com.
Well, let's take a look what's happening on today's community calendar. That's a look at today's community calendar, brought to you by First State Bank, honoring those who give back. Nominate your community champion at fsbcentral.com.
Find out what convenient really means at the Western Travel Terminal. Start with our great selection of food and drinks, from for real milkshakes and fresh brewed coffee to snacks and hot food. Next, check out our beer and spirits with their everyday low prices. Finally, let us work for you with our full-service gas station and automatic truck and car wash. All this can be found at 822 South Beltline in Scottsbluff. Western Travel Terminal, your convenient shopping, restaurant, and full-service gas leader.
It is never too early to start planning for retirement, and working with an experienced financial advisor can put you on the right path.
At Platte Valley Investment Center, our team of financial advisors will work with you every step of the way to maximize your retirement income.
Call me, Jody Rosiska, or Rick Morehouse, financial advisors, to set up your free, no-obligation consultation.
Raymond James Financial Services Incorporated, member FINRA SIPC. Life well planned.
And finally tonight, the Gering City Council received an update from members of the Gering City Library Board on operations for the past year. Board Chair Tracy Henderson told the council that the facility continues to experience high demand from children and adults, and a city investment in more improvements would pay off for the community.
We want the council to know that there is community support for library improvement, and we're very excited about that. Some of our patrons are not from Gering proper, but when the library patrons come, many library patrons come from nearby communities, and they often make Gering businesses part of their trip.
Henderson also noted that there's still a lot of support for building a new library in the city. Last fall, the board presented the idea of building a new library on 2.6 acres of land south of Dome Rock Manor at an estimated cost of $5.8 million. Well, that does it for us this time. Thank you so much for tuning in, and we'll see you here next time.